no. It needs to be like this. Oh, shit. No. Hey. Hi. Spinny chairs. Oh, man. Fancy seeing you here. I wasn't expecting you. Welcome to our D&D stream and Roll Incorporated. Well, we're actually on the Dice Cult, but we're Roll Incorporated as I roll my chair. Nope, that's not what we're doing. Okay.
Rotate?
Rotating my chair, exactly.
Rotate Incorporated.
I hate everything about this.
I have been furiously planning all the horrendous things that I'm going to do to the party. But before I do all of those, Jackie has to give us our announcements.
I do. I don't have that many announcements this week, but I do have some stuff up at the top. Just some simple reminders of if you have a Twitch Prime account, you can, of course, subscribe for free once a month to any channel that you choose. And we would love your support if you so choose to give that Prime subscription to us. However, there's no pressure. Like, we are not into peer pressure here. I have to say that as some of my students are watching. As always, we're really looking forward to interacting with you on Twitter. We've had some lovely art be posted over the past 11 hours, I think I saw. So that's just a number sticking out in my brain. But yeah, come check out art we make, come hang out and ask us questions. We're I'm on Twitter at least. I think all of us are. We'll hang out with you. It's fun. If you've missed any episodes, you can of course go over to the Dice Cult YouTube page and catch up on our Roll Incorporated playlist. Even start all the way back at the beginning if you just really want to binge watching our faces. Also, reminder is that you guys will have a chance to give out important dice to someone at the end of the episode. So in chat, you can keep track of moments that you like, awesome things that some of us are doing, and of course, vote for us at the end of the stream. I'm not saying what the name of it is. I saw the look. So, as always, smash that follow button, hit that subscribe, and settle in for some D&D.
Oh, man. That was fun. I think Jackie had the thing she was reading up over, so she couldn't see that I was following her along with her hand movements.
I saw you.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm entertaining to me, and sometimes that's what's important. Last week, what happened last week? Well, the week before last week, Clara got, in her pursuit of knowledge, almost got turned to stone as Kieran Gall revealed his true evilness, or rather the extent of his true evilness, as he attempted to turn her to stone just because she was going to leave. After the party swooped in and saved her last week, the party just took a little bit of time to, warm things up a little bit with a fire, which created a 700 tall flame cloud in the middle of the city and drew the attention of everyone. And then the party just slunk away in the chaos and returned home, collapsing on their bed to go to sleep. Finally. Caden had a little bit of a flashback prior to this, and while they slept, Clara dealt with some of her trauma from the situation by putting it in a maze and sticking it on a shelf, and woke up with hair that is no longer pure green, but now green and white. And then, went back to sleep because it was the middle of the night. The rest of the party slumbered in mostly peace, little fits of turning given the adrenaline of the day. And that is where we're going to pick up from. And I don't think I've missed anything major or important that we got last week.
Sister? Sherman's sister?
What am I missing?
Oh, Sherman's sister.
Sherman's sister, yes.
We met her.
You guys did actually save Sherman's sister. And Sherman, thank you.
He owes us money.
Sherman's sister was saved. And as well as somebody they don't know named Alex, Sherman swept them away in order to attempt to cure them of their, stone disease, their stone golemness. And then Sherman stated that he was leaving town to find a place to hunker down and just live life as whatever. He wasn't clear. And the Rook left a note on your door, rather with your butler, or not butler, with the concierge of the place that you now live. Yeah, I think that covers just about it. It was a very slow session last week as we mentally came down from the sessions prior. So with that out of the way, let's play some D&D. Welcome back. So, where we pick up is in the morning. Olivia and Clara, you are sleeping in the same bed, much like you did when you were children. You wake up to Claire's new hair, green and white. Olivia, your hair is still red. Magda and Caden, you have slept in your new rooms for maybe the second or third time since you moved in. Just getting used to the new environment. Caden, you wake up with a sharp edge to your senses because it's a new environment. The morning is yours. What would you like to do?
Magda's gonna wake up very early, way earlier than she normally does. And I don't know if Olivia and Clara are up, but she's going to pick up the dagger that she has from when she was a kid that Caden gave her, and that she's just kind of been carrying with her since finding it yesterday. And she is just going to walk up to the rooftop garden and sit up there, take in the early morning, and look at all the side of dead plants and the side of still living plants for now. And she's
green and flourishing, they are not.
She is going to set the dagger on the banister and start trying to rip out dead plants from the deceased half of the garden.
As Magda would, being an early riser, usually Caden, he'd probably hear Magda go by as she gets up and leaves, especially being kind of like attuned to what are the sounds in this new place. And he'd probably lie in bed and be like, just trying to stretch a few of these muscles from getting that pounding, just getting the crap kicked out of him. He's got this incredibly sore, kind of like barely together wound on the back of his neck here. He's got this ache in his ribs and his sternum. And he eventually kind of rolls out of bed, gets up, just kind of wraps something around him and kind of shuffles out, figuring that Magda's probably out here making coffee or something. Doesn't see her in the kitchen, but looks around a couple of the different rooms, and when he doesn't find her, he'll eventually make his way up the stairs and kind of poke his head out up at the roof. Oh, you did make it up.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling? How is your head? How is everything? Your back? How are your injuries? Your ribs?
There's a lot in there. Let's just say all of that has been better. I'll be okay though. It's just going to take some little bit of time to heal up, I think.
Well, at least we have magical healing now. It actually works on us. So
Yeah, that's a really good point. This is not something that would have. Yeah, yesterday would have gone very different if we still had our collars on.
it certainly would have.
Huh. Speaking of,
Are you?
sorry, no. Speaking of times gone by, is that your knife?
Yeah. The one you gave me so very long ago.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
Truly is.
I haven't seen it in a while. You're carrying it again, or are you just playing with it, or?
Oh, I found it while unpacking some things, and I don't know. Thought I'd carry it with me.
I like that. It's been a bit tense. It kind of makes me feel better knowing you have something on you. I
always
guess.
carry at least one knife, even if not this one.
I know. Something special about that one, I guess.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Are you sure you're all right? You went fully unconscious for a minute, and is your head okay? Are you dizzy, nauseous, anything? How is your back? Really?
Remember, you remember I told you about my back, just like the pains I get in it occasionally are just kind of there was a lot of training I went through, and that school was not always easy.
Yeah.
The collars meant no quick healing. So I always told you I couldn't remember what it was exactly, but that it was probably a bunch of things. Look, I don't know if it's real. It feels real. When we were lying in that basement, when I was lying in that basement, I feel like I had a memory of how that happened to my back. Something I just have this. I had this. There was a fight. It was like in an arena. There was someone yelling, like a coach or like there was someone yelling at me instructions, and there was this massive, this person I was fighting. They were huge. Anyways, I can picture them grabbing me and just crushing me and then flipping me. I feel like I remember this pop. I mean, I was losing blood on the floor there. I probably hurt my back falling when the golem hit me, and I probably was just like making stuff up in my head that to make sense of what I was feeling or something, but it feels real. I don't know. I'm not making sense.
No.
Sorry, I'm interrupting your.
No, don't apologize. I'm worried. I'm really worried about you. Did you cast healing magic when you woke up?
I touched your face.
You did, and some of my cuts healed up. Thank you. But was that part of your magic? The tattoo?
I don't remember anything with the tattoo, but I remember someone singing. I remember a woman's voice singing. I had completely forgotten that happened. It actually did heal you.
Yeah, it did. It did. There's so much else going on. I didn't really think about it until now.
I don't know what it was. I remember a voice singing to me, I think. I think it was part of that same dream.
Huh.
I don't know what it was. Let's just leave it. I don't know what it was.
I'm sorry. Seems like ever since we got mixed up in this, things have been happening to you left and right. And I mean, it's mainly my fault we got into this mess to begin with, but and I'm so worried.
I don't think it was all your fault. I don't think you can. Look, there's been quite a few decisions over our lives that have changed things many times. Yours, mine. The orb was certainly not your decision. That was mine.
It was my decision to look into it a little deeper and to get you to do it too.
Well, you wouldn't have had it all if I hadn't taken that into my own hands anyways. Look, I'm just saying blaming is certainly not what you need.
Maybe we should look at getting you some better armor. This is going to keep happening.
You know, we've been a lot closer to action the last month than I am used to. That's maybe you're right.
Not a bad idea to armor up then, especially if we're going to keep getting into the thick of things.
Sure. We should, if we're going to pick up some stuff, and I'm going to guess we're going to take Sherman's advice and lay low or get out of town or something. There's a few things we should pick up. We make sure we have wine. I think did the sisters grab some from Kieran's?
I think so.
I think so. Should make sure I've still got some stuff for my back, because this is going to hurt for a bit. Oh, some more ink. I got to get some stuff for tattoos.
You know, you mentioned at one point feeling compelled to expand it, your tattoo. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember saying it, and I still feel it.
It's interesting because I feel something similar to a compulsion to use my magic. It hums underneath my skin. I don't really know what it means.
Are you okay?
Yeah, of course. Of course. It makes me wonder what it is that we have and what we can do with it in the future.
You have any ideas? Anything to try to learn more about it?
I mean, I don't know. Your tattoos seem to respond to magic. Will mine? I mean, you can summon a blade. Can I? Can you do the same sort of magic that I can do? The whatever it is?
That blast you do is...
Mm-hmm.
I haven't tried it. Look around. I don't think this is the best place for me to try up here, but...
No, probably not. But
we should test that.
yeah, we should. And Clara has a book. Kieran had a book. Should I keep a book?
I mean, you've got books. Is it?
Yeah, but not like magic books. They have, their books are specifically filled with their spells.
Does that make the book magic, or is it just the spells are magic?
I don't know. Could be interesting to start writing things down anyways.
All right, we'll get you a book. I guess you've got books, but I don't know. Special book? Magda's spell book? That's something I never would have guessed we would have said.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, I'm going to I should make sure everyone's up.
I'll go.
I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Washing your hands. You're digging in the dirt here with these plants that I'm guessing Mikael grew.
Yeah, probably.
You yelled something just before we went into Kieran's. You yelled, I think it was intense. You yelled, "Dirt under my fingernails, my ass." What the hell does that mean?
Passing comment. It was heat of the moment.
Is that something Mikael said? Like, is there like...
Honestly, I don't really remember.
It seemed pretty intense in the moment.
I think I was just... I knew Kieran was going to pull some shit, and he did. I'm going to go wash my hands and start making breakfast.
Okay.
Actually, one more thing. Do you recognize the name Dominic at all?
No. No, who's that?
I don't know. A name I heard in passing.
You want me to look into it?
I don't think it's nearly that important.
Okay.
What do you want for breakfast?
Our guests are going to want pancakes, I can guarantee it.
I was thinking that as well.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to head downstairs and wash up and start making breakfast.
You
are muted, Matt.
If you
Roll me a whisper deception check, please.
Who? Me?
Yes.
Okay.
As you head downstairs, Olivia, you have woken up and have just been lying there in bed. Claire asleep next to you.
Yeah, I'm kind of just awkwardly waiting because I haven't like had a sleepover ever at somebody's house, and I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. If I'm supposed to get up first, or I'm supposed to like wait until everyone else is up. So like after I hear people like walk around, I leave, and then I see that nobody's here again, even though I just heard them walking around. And so I walk around a little bit more, and then I find wherever the kitchen is and start making sandwiches. And like Magda walks in when I'm like half like
Good morning. Do you want pancakes? All right. What kind of sandwich did you make?
I'm not really sure. I just grabbed everything that was in the fridge and put it into a sandwich. I'm so hungry.
I will have pancakes for you very shortly.
Great. Oh,
How
where
are
were
you?
you guys? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's a rooftop garden. I was sure my dirt covered hands. I was weeding.
Oh, okay.
Well, good morning, Olivia.
Yeah. Oh, hi. What is this like Wonderland place? Like you have a rooftop garden and multiple floors? That's
It's my family's apartment technically, but
Okay.
it is mine for the time being.
okay. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised anymore.
How
Are you
this
okay?
morning?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask the same thing. I'm fine. I'm mostly just scraped up. Nothing I haven't experienced before. Caden, you got like clocked, real bad. You all right?
I have been better. I will be okay. I thank you for asking. I'm good. I
Yeah.
could probably may need to avoid any more sparring matches for a bit, or maybe if we do any more, be gentle. I don't know.
Oh, no,
I'm getting.
but- You see, that's your problem. You don't if you're injured, you don't be gentle when you fight because you are injured in battle as well. So you need to learn how to work with your injuries. Use your I'm so hungry. I'll explain later. Let's get some
Caden
pancakes.
looked at Magda like, please help.
You know what? We should probably schedule a few.
Mixing batter and just like watching this go down.
Mhm.
Today's a stretching session. We're just gonna stretch that pain out. If it
Olivia
hurts,
just
it's
like
good.
she'll find like a bunch of snacks, and as she's eating, just continue explaining like all of these good like training techniques that
I'm
we're
just
definitely
like,
gonna do.
let's not eat that here. Have these.
But cookies.
It's like,
But
this is very expensive cheese. Why don't you have these crackers instead?
Damn it.
My gosh.
Clara, as you wake up, you hear laughing and noise coming from the kitchen. You look over. Olivia is not in bed next to you. You can smell pancakes, and there's a cheery atmosphere of noise rolling down the hall.
Claire's gonna take a second and not just go out immediately. Is there like a bathroom attached to this room, or do I have to go out in the hall and sneak my way in?
It's like I have made a floor plan for this place. Just so you
Yes,
know.
that's
Oh,
what
I'm not
cannot wait to
answering this.
see.
I'm waiting to see the floor. I'm waiting to see what.
But
Magda
it's
says.
essentially it's like it's out of the room, but it's like right next door, so you can just like duck out and
Yeah.
And we're all on a floor below you.
Oh, perfect. Claire's gonna move as she does not want anyone downstairs to know she's moving around just yet. And sneak into the bathroom and just try and get some water on her face. Just get ready for the fact she has to deal with people and pancakes.
As you look in the mirror, your hair is now half green, half white.
Cool. That's gonna be fun. She has no option of what to do about that.
Checks the
It's
cupboard for hair dye. Nope, no green hair dye.
Yeah, it's just you're not gonna chop it off. I guess that would be too much. I guess this is as good as it's gonna get. And she'll just like slowly make her way down the stairs, trying to make as little noise as possible.
If I hear her, I'm gonna say something before she comes downstairs.
It's a
But if I
very-
don't,
Like open floor plan, and the stairwell leads like directly next to the kitchen. So as soon as she steps down the stairs, we all see her.
I mean,
Okay,
I
we
have to
see-
like
we see
go down
feet.
the hallway.
Yeah.
okay, right before we like see her, I'll just be like, "Don't make too big of a deal of this." And then she'll come down, and you'll see her.
Yeah,
hair.
and so then Clara comes down, like a blanket kind of around her shoulders, just like very
Okay.
pointedly not looking.
Do you want pancakes?
Sure. Yeah, pancakes.
Okay. Let's hand her a plate.
We have tables here. You could also sit up on the balcony upstairs if you want. There's a nice view.
A lot of dead plants, unfortunately.
It's true.
We're working on that.
Why dead plants?
Presumably, someone fired the gardener. There's a
That tracks. All right. Yeah,
nothing this morning.
pass on that question. I think just pass.
Understandable.
Yeah. Claire's feeling very awkward about the fact that she knows something is wrong. And no one is saying anything. Just like slowly taking her plate and being like, I'm gonna go eat out fresh air, you know, all of that, and then up, down.
Okay.
Right?
Did she just say she was going to eat the fresh air?
Yes.
What's with the
Yeah. I think it has to do with our mom. Kind of, she used to do that like all the time, but this is the first time any of my siblings have done that.
With the hair?
we're talking about the hair,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's. Have you ever met an Eladrin? Do you know how that works?
Would we have met an Eladrin before?
Maybe, but not in a I know how that works sort of fashion.
Right.
Yeah, like when something big happens, or it really depends on the person. With our mom, it was just anything really. You could wash the clothes in the wrong way, and she'd switch seasons, but usually it's something big.
Switch
Seasons?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you noticed, I'm summer, I guess. It comes with like a lot of intense emotion. And then Clara was spring, and white is winter. Hurt is autumn.
And she changed. She's like changing somehow.
Yeah. Winter's sorrow, I think. Despair. Things like that. Spring is like hopefulness. Was. I think I might need to talk to her.
That would be good. I think, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
What do you want
Yeah.
us to do? Do we do anything, or do
Can we help?
talk about it, or is this-
I've never really dealt with anything like this before, and I mean, normally, like, I don't deal with situations well when it comes to people. So maybe you shouldn't ask me that question. It's actually the first time anyone has ever asked me anything regarding what they should do in a social situation. That felt kind of good. If I had advice for you, that'd be great, but I don't. I'm just gonna go try to talk to her. take my plate and then pull a few more pancakes on and then head upstairs. Like, try to find the balcony or the
Just
garden.
go up.
Okay, yeah. I go up to the garden. What what's Claire up to?
Clara tried to I'm assuming there's somewhere to sit up there. She's not just sitting on the ground.
There's
One chair, one table, I think.
yeah. There's
From
also
your
a
brother. He
little,
only had one spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just brushed a few leaves and dead detritus off of the chair and table. Kind of perched, not exactly sure, and just slowly eating, staring off at the skyline.
Just hear it.
Yes.
Oh hey, I thought I'd come see this garden. It's nice looking at all the dead things.
It could use some work. That's for sure.
Yeah. I don't really know how to segue into this conversation. I guess speaking of plants and seasons, what's up?
I'm really not sure. I went into the bathroom and it was like this, and I'm trying really. I mean, I feel like I should be freaking out, but I'm not.
Okay, cool. Then I won't. I just I kind of saw something last night, and I wasn't sure if it was just a dream thing, and it didn't I don't know. When you woke up, I was like, that seems weird. It's a little lighter, but it's dark, and I mean I have night vision, so I could barely see it. But I wasn't. It's.
So this
You're not
happened when
gonna-
I woke up?
Yeah, last night. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Okay.
remember pretty much everything.
Are you speaking broadly about you remember everything, or are you just talking about last night?
I mean, I have a very good memory, but I also remember last night.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to make sure there was no other side effects to this. I was just getting a.
I've just noticed the hair. I'm not entirely sure what else the side effects of this is. I don't remember, Mom. What really she did it so often. We could never track
I don't
exactly.
know. I think I'm kind of taking it for granted. It used to be normal, and now this is really not.
I would say so.
Yeah. I guess. Do you feel? Are you hurt, or do you feel bad? Or,
Are you asking me how this makes me feel?
No, that's wrong. That doesn't seem right. Just, are you physically injured? I guess.
I don't think I'm physically injured. I think
Then-
I'm just a little desaturated.
Okay. I don't know what to do about that.
I have absolutely no idea. Mom was the only Eladrin that we had around to ask about what the hell this means. It's fine. I think I'm fine. I think I'm good. No need to worry at all.
I'm a little bit worried.
That's fair. The honest,
Yeah.
if I were in your shoes, I would be too. But I think I'm okay.
Okay. I guess if it happens again, then we should. I just don't want you to start flipping how mommy's that's.
That wasn't a concern before, but now that you've said it, it's kind of a little bit of a concern.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, just tell me if my hair starts flashing colors, I guess.
Okay. I mean, that might be kind of cool.
Okay. I mean, sure, but also that would be concerning. that would be something might be actually wrong. This
Yeah.
this could just be like normal. It's normal, right? It's totally. Just please tell me that this is normal. Just
I mean, yeah, you're a legend. It's normal, like, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
We're
fine.
a legend. It's fine.
Did you tell Kaden and Magda?
Well,
'Cause
I
They didn't
explained
say
it.
anything, and I figured that this was a thing that would be commented upon.
Well, I mean, it's probably they were just shocked because it's like, wow, new hair. That's cool. Maybe that's what it was. You know, I don't know. You can tell
Yeah.
I'm lying.
I definitely just disguised self to make a new hairstyle. No.
Yeah, no, I told them.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't tell them about the dream thing. Like you're waking up and screaming, though.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really
You don't
appreciate
expose your weaknesses to people, even if you know them. That's kind of it's a bad maneuver.
I mean, yeah, honestly, fair. This has been a shit show, and I think they probably shouldn't know about the dream.
What was the dream?
It was bad. Hence the screaming. But I think I handled it. I think it's fine. I don't think I'm gonna have that dream again.
Okay, that's enough detail. Well, I mean, as long as it doesn't happen again, then I think we're good. Like,
Yeah. I think it's dealt with. I think totally fine.
Okay,
And-
I'll just, if Herd was here, he'd probably like say like, how are you feeling? Like, but how does that make you feel? Like, I don't know. How would you answer that question if he was here?
I would say I'm doing about as well as can be expected. I'm functional. Let's
Okay.
call it functional.
See, that's where the role play ends because I'm not sure what he would say after that.
Right.
Normally, because we never answer the question.
Yeah, this was, I don't know where we were going with this, but I'm going to be very honest with you, Olivia. I really would love to not talk about my feelings right now.
No, I didn't. I wasn't trying to. I was just saying, like, if he was here, that's what he would say.
I just thought that you should know
Yeah.
that my feelings right now are somewhat of a complex web of things that I
Right.
don't really want to deal with.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to not. And it's going to be fine.
I mean, yeah, honestly, that seems like a pretty efficient way to deal with it. So,
Then we're agreed. So don't tell Kaden and Magda about the whole waking up screaming thing.
okay.
And this is just a cool new thing I inherited from mom. And it's fine. Right?
Yeah, just like how my intense anger is just a cool thing I inherited from mom. Whatever. Yeah, it's great. It's fine. Everything's great.
Glad we're on the
Yeah.
same page.
Good talk.
Are you okay? You got punched in the face a lot by
it's fine. That's
golems.
normal. That's perfectly
That's-
normal.
She has like 2 black eyes.
Oh, just there. Okay. I felt something. Oh, there. Okay. I was actually only breathing out of one.
we could have like gotten that checked out.
No, you see, the moving, like it looks cool.
It does look pretty badass, I will tell you that. Like, I don't think I could do that. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
More power to
little bit of
you.
blood.
yeah. just ignoring that.
Well, if you want like combat training or something, I'm around. But that's see you later.
Actually, yeah. I didn't do anything really in that fight.
Well, there were circumstances.
Yeah, that's. But we're gonna not talk about the circumstances right now because I'm not gonna handle that first thing in the morning very well. So, yes, I realize that I am the weakest link in this fighting crew. I am not good at this. This was not my training. So, yes, if you can help me not end up causing a whole bunch of problems again in a fight, that would be great, honestly. I think I need that.
Yeah, I do think you punched me once and it made me feel better than I did before. Like, I think it improved my health rather than.
I think that's probably correct. I think I might have fixed a broken nose
Yes,
with the punch
actually,
instead of.
I think that's what happened.
causing
Actually,
one.
at that point, that was one of those ones that it actually helped. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe we can like just. Your thumb might have been in your fist.
I punch like this.
Yeah, that's. That hurts me. We need to work on some things.
Yeah. Caden showed me how to use some daggers, but also I don't know how good I'm gonna be with those. I just don't know what to do in a fight. I can try and help you guys as much as I possibly can, but like put in a corner, clearly I didn't do so well.
I'm just gonna say you're never gonna be able to punch people properly unless you start doing some push-ups, and I don't think that's gonna be happening.
I don't really want to be the punching person. I don't think that's my role.
So maybe we should try working with like the daggers first.
I had some thoughts about that, and maybe some magic.
I thought you said that we were fighting, though.
Olivia, how do I fight? I shoot things out of my hands.
Well, I can't help you with that. Like,
You can help me use it. If I can figure out how to do it, you can help me with the strategy and how to not just go willy-nilly. I think the last time I tried to shoot off a spell, I accidentally hit Herd.
okay, yeah, no, that's easy. Olivia just kind of steps a little bit further back and does that, and her like echo kind of just coalesces beside her, and then just starts running at Clara.
Oh shit!
On the garden?
Claire's is like, what the fuck? How big is this terrace?
Not that big.
How far? Like, how much time do I have?
You have 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Claire's just gonna try and hit it with something. She takes out a dagger and just like throws it with a little bit of spice behind it.
Okay.
And a lot of frost just kind of like blow back as like a few snowflakes come out, and this winter really hits. And she's attempting to cast Ice Knife, which she had been studying, but using an actual dagger.
Okay.
You have to roll the hit, man.
Yeah,
I do have to roll the hit.
Roll the hit.
It'll be doing some evasive maneuvers.
So
It's an 11.
11 to
Oh, you
hit,
miss.
but I need a
miss.
dexterity saving throw from from your echo.
It's okay. Yeah, it's AC is 17, but I can do the dex save.
These plants are fully dead now, isn't it?
They're covered
Yeah,
in spikes of ice.
Full frost just blows out from Clara and freezes these poor plants.
It uses my saving throw bonus. Okay, so it's a dex save.
Yep, dex save.
9.
Yeah, the knife explodes next to your echo, and the echo disappears in a cloud of smoke.
Oh yeah, that wasn't bad. I mean, it'd be better if you hit it, but you got close.
Claire like goes to retrieve the now kind of ice covered dagger. It just looks like, could you like maybe not immediate, maybe
But
some warning.
You said you want to? Why wouldn't we just start now?
Yeah, that is my. I did not clarify, so
Okay.
I understand that this one's on me. Let's maybe not throw your shadow person at me first thing in the morning after the night we had.
Okay. Well, you let me know eventually when you want to do the actual training, and then
Yeah, maybe in a bigger space. Maybe before we get out of town or something, we can try and figure some stuff out. Not on Magda's roof.
there's nothing up here.
True, but also there's not a lot of space up here, and I may have just killed whatever plants were still alive.
Well, that's because you missed. But we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna need. Okay, this is. I'm fine training you. It's fine, but like, if you wanted to, no. If I train you, then you can, that time magic. What if like I did it? Like, what if I could like? What if you did it and then you showed me how to do it?
That's actually fascinating. Because, yeah, that's very interesting. Yes, let's see if, let's do that. Do you want to do that right now?
Is it okay up here? I don't know. You were very against the plants being here.
I just don't want you to attack me without a little bit of warning. That's all.
It really would have been harmless. I mean, I could have hit you with it, but it would have been like much too much work.
Yeah, that's fine. You want to try? Here.
Okay.
Clara's gonna. They both have plates, right?
Yeah.
Clara's gonna take hers and like just drop it and have it shatter on the ground, and then she's gonna turn back time. She's done this before.
Yeah, so having seen this happen, like now your senses, Olivia, to this time magic are becoming more sensitive. So previously where you might have not realized she did anything, she just dropped the plate and it didn't break. Now you see the plate come back. And Caden, as you guys are down the stairs, you hear a plate shatter on the ground. But then she turns back time and puts it back together. So, it did shatter. If a plate falls on a roof and time is turned back, did it really even shatter to begin with?
Mystery.
Yeah. But yeah, you watch as she rolls back time, and she doesn't even seem to like watching Clara do this. It just looks as if her eyes just get a little bit wider, and you see the strings of time jump out from her. She just almost just reaches out and grabs them like they were there in front of her the whole time, and she just puts things back together.
Okay. That's okay. I feel like I can try, but can you just like throw it at me instead?
Oh, sure. She just chucks it at her.
Actually, I need you to roll to hit me so that I can do my thing.
How do I do that? I
Dexterity.
don't know how. Okay. I don't know.
Just roll a straight dex check. This is an improvised weapon.
Oh, perfect.
Natural 1. You don't even
Okay.
come close. It goes way left.
Yeah, and as it goes left, Olivia will like throw out her thing and try to like stop it from breaking, I guess, by using this.
Okay.
I don't really know how this is gonna work.
So as it goes left.
I try to hit it in the
Okay.
air. Yeah.
Let's see here. So so as it just kind of flies to the left of you, completely missing you, you pull your sword out real quick and attempt to change the trajectory of the plate with your mind, and it's almost like a small thread. Clara, you watch as almost this tiny one strand of time magic
I cut
just
it
goes
with
from
my
the
sword.
edge of the sword and flings out and grabs the plate, and the trajectory changes so the plate pulls in towards where she can reach it. Make me an attack roll, Olivia.
Okay. I hope
To hit
I
a
hit
plate.
it.
Keep in mind, if you miss this will be very embarrassing.
I know. How do I?
I mean, I got a nat 1 throwing a plate.
You go to your inventory on this sheet and then just click your weapon.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
For those at home, sheets are different this week because of reasons. Yeah, 15 hits. So the plate just swings back towards her, and then she cuts through it with her sword, and the plate shatters again. Downstairs, you hear a second plate shatter.
What the hell are they doing?
Huh?
Yeah, that was great. Can I put it back together? I feel bad for breaking a bunch of Magnus things.
You can't do this all day, but yes,
I
you
know.
put it back together.
Don't. Okay, she
Don't.
just starts to, and then okay.
One piece. is put back.
I did this though. I'm keeping it.
Yeah. No, like this.
I put one of the shards into my bag.
I wonder how much more time magic you could do.
I don't know. I think that's enough for me. That was really tough. I'm gonna go. That was
Okay, yeah, we should go back downstairs.
yeah.
I think we've made enough racket that they're probably, minorly concerned we may be trying to kill each other.
Olivia, as you turn to head back down the stairs with her, there's a small problem with your sight. You can see the threads of time magic just there, weaving around Clara, ready for her to grab them, and you see small threads of them around you. And it's like when you stare into the light too much and you get these little dots in front of your eyes, but it's really like they're bright dots, not the dark dots, and they're just like hovering there at the edge of your senses as you turn to try to look them directly at them. They keep moving, and they're just like always on your periphery, right? Buzzing.
Oh, Olivia was feeling super confident, so she did a big old turn and it looked like she was about to start off walking, and then it was just like freeze, and then Claire, something.
You okay?
Is this normal?
Can I see what she's
Oh yeah,
doing?
you've seen this all the time. You just know how to turn it off.
Okay,
What the-
yeah, just
What the?
oh, okay. How this is
I think I'm going blind.
you're not. This is just a side of you access some time magic, and it opened your awareness to
Stop talking. Tell me how I turn it off.
Stop talking.
Do you want me to tell you? Just focus on the present. Close your eyes and focus only on the moment. Take a deep breath, and
Sounds like
That's it.
fucking some kind of herd meditation shit. What is that's gonna? What?
it's magic. What did you expect?
Give me a d20 roll.
Okay.
We're really good at this.
Oh,
Everything we've tried doing, we're really good at it.
You're able to do it. You open your
Okay.
eye. You think about the present. You think about pancakes, the plate in your, and then you open your eyes and they're gone.
Oh, okay. Is that okay? That was a lot. Maybe I'm gonna. Jeez, do I need to Okay, I'm gonna have to calculate that into the strategy when we're in battle.
I mean, you just have to practice turning it off. Like that's around all the time. It's like that's just like you're just seeing what's actually there, and also not there, and also what's coming and what happened before. So, don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Just seeing all the timelines flash.
Yeah, it's you get used to it. It's fine.
Already halfway down the stairs. Right, yeah.
As you guys head down the stairs, Magda and Kaden are finishing up their pancakes. Yeah,
Really
or
quickly. So right after Olivia goes upstairs, and before they start throwing plates, I'm gonna turn to Caden and I'm gonna reach out and ruffle his white hair and say, "Don't be too wintry."
We match.
Oh.
Nothing's changing. Nothing's changing.
That's all. That's all I have.
That's so cute.
That's so cute.
All right, you guys gather once again in the kitchen. Caden washing the dishes and cleaning up, and the pancakes have been consumed. What is your plans? I am looking where I have you on my screen when I should be looking here. What are your plans?
Well, they only carry down one plate.
Yeah, they do.
No, Olivia will carry down the partial plate.
I'll like collect the pieces.
She kept like a sliver, like a pie slice of the plate. So you get like 75% of the plate back.
Just dump it
I'm
into the
just
sink.
gonna like direct her over to the trash. She's just gonna be like, and that can go there.
This is a
Sorry.
relic. This is a relic of magic. But if you
We
say
can-
so.
We can make more of
I
those. It's fine.
Appreciate the fact that you seem to be relieving stress. However, don't fight on my rooftop garden anymore.
You tell that to her. She threw her shadow at me.
It was training. You
No
guys are not
training.
gonna.
On the
Oh.
rooftop garden.
It's so perfect for training, though.
It
like
is not.
the wind in your and
No.
if you're like really,
I'm kind of on Olivia's side. It was kind of fun.
Please don't destroy my rooftop garden.
We didn't destroy. I
I
may
will
have
have
killed
to
some
admit-
plants.
Suffer for this.
it's not even a garden.
It's not a garden anymore. I'm sorry.
It was not much of one to begin with.
It's. I think it's a little iced over.
She watered the plants. There's water. The plants have water now.
Just solid water
Yeah.
all over them. I kind of exploded in ice. I'm sorry.
I feel like that is something that needs to be talked about at some point.
I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, Kaden and I have some errands we want to run. Do you two have anything you would like to do right now? We should be laying low, but
I need a few things if we're gonna be going. Actually, I just need a few things, and then like if we're going somewhere, I also need a few things.
Where are we going?
Sherman said to get out of the city.
Yeah. So where are we going?
I don't know, just out of the city.
We got it.
Yeah. I mean, lay low or get out of the city. Either one works. I could really use some time to rest. I'm not sure I want to be traveling like this.
yes, I think a bit of a break is in order. That said, laying low. Oh, I'm gonna go get my letter from the Rook.
Okay. Just so, yeah. So you go and get your letter from the Rook, which I had prepared weeks ago. And totally not.
Insight check.
You slide the letter open, and you break the seal. And the letter says, "Things have changed with the work I was hiring you for. Please hold off acquiring the items until the situation is resolved over the next couple of weeks." No initial, but it is his
It's the Rook's
seal.
Yeah. Well, our job from the Rook is on hold.
He laid us off. Damn it.
If you can be, work for hire and be laid off by a mob boss, yes. Or at least furloughed. So
So we've got
I
some
suppose
time.
yeah, we've got time. We have, yeah. I suppose
mean-
we could reach out to the. The woman with the map.
Egg.
Ag.
Ag? Oh,
Egg.
yeah, right. Ag.
Egg. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, she's probably expecting us soon. I don't even know how long ago it was, a week and a bit, maybe. I last spoke to her. I told her give us 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been you still have a week and 5 days.
It's been 2 days.
It's been 2 days?
Yeah.
More than
Oh,
that.
wow. A lot's happened.
It was like a couple days before Hurd was arrested.
No, it was you gave her that retainer the morning you dealt with Kieran Gall. It was like, or the night before.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Well, we can take our time. We still have almost 2 weeks before contacting her.
Yeah,
It was when you gave her the retainer, Hurd asked her out on the date.
Oh, okay.
yeah, maybe we get prepared for that. I like Caden, are you up for
Yeah.
just like moving super soon?
he looks gingerly at Olivia. I'm told I should keep moving, and I'd rather that than sparring. So maybe a few errands today, over the next couple days, and pick up stuff. If we're going to go with Egg, if we've got time and we're going to go with Egg to whatever this place is, we're going to need some supplies. We should pick up some stuff.
Based upon where she showed you where the entrance is, it's probably going to take 10 to 12 days to travel there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna need some stuff.
Yeah, I need ink.
What?
I can learn some spells from Kieran's book, and that might be useful. I just need to copy them, and I need ink for that.
ink, food. I need ink, different kind. We were interested in maybe going to an armor.
Yes, some armory, particularly perhaps magical armor.
That's expensive. Why am I surprised again? Never mind.
Yeah, that I
Um,
feel like we should not. That's not even a question anymore.
Yeah.
I need to find a place to possibly buy some spells that aren't on the up and up.
I might actually know. There. I know where you can get that stuff.
You
I'm a
know where
watch-
to
I know where the black market is. I'm a watch member.
You know the black market exists, but it's almost impossible to get into.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough though. Like,
Okay.
Hayden, have you ever
You need an
had
invitation.
with
Um,
maybe not spells, but
I feel like
Black
Caden would know people who would know where. Maybe not himself directly, but like our DM can confirm or deny that.
Caden would also know Caden's never really had a reason to go to the black market, and it is an invitation only kind of thing. So you have to know somebody to get you in. I think Caden would know that there's a chit that is required to get in, but that's all Caden really knows. He's just never gotten one of them.
I could just
Well-
ask Sherman.
yeah, I was gonna say he owes us a lot.
Yeah.
true enough.
Okay.
So that's
Well,
ink.
Sherman first.
Sherman. Are we all going together?
unless we have a reason not to.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that like we're all. Do you guys want to come to the weird black market underworld magic place with me?
I mean, it sounds pretty interesting when you describe it like that. But
It does sound kind of
Yeah.
cool.
You're gonna have to take off your watch uniform if we go there.
Very true.
but
You will have to take off your watch uniform. This
I
is
don't have
not-
any other. I don't have any other clothes. I'm gonna like
will
this is
find
really.
you other clothes.
Oh, I don't want to wear those
You don't.
things.
Flashbacks to the dress that Clara was wearing to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear a dress. We can buy you some plain clothes.
I've got some clothes too, if you'd prefer.
Yeah, no, that
I'm
sounds
not
good.
sure they would fit. Just looking at the height difference.
Just like it's like that.
I just like
Can roll up the pants.
I will buy her some clothes.
Okay.
Clothes shopping, yay.
Why don't we go see her? Sherman. Maybe you could send Kafka ahead. Sherman would probably prefer not to be surprised.
I'm not exactly sure I know where Sherman is currently.
It's a good point.
I could try not using Kafka and still try it. I had a lot of like sitting up there just thinking about. Can I try something?
That was incredibly
Is it-
scary.
I
It's
know.
not going to be destructive to my property, is it?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think the only possible thing it could be destructive to is either my own psyche or my relationship with Sherman. I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna try. And
Go yell off the roof or what?
no, I do magic. That's what I do. I'm just gonna cast sending.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you cast sending.
How
You're
many words do
sending
I get? I forget.
25.
25. Okay.
First time you've done this though, so I'm not letting you write it out first.
Okay. I'm okay. Hi Sherman. It's me. It's 4. Last night was rough. We're all counting.
Yes.
Last night was rough. I have a favor to ask you. Where can we meet?
Got like six words.
Yeah.
You can respond to this message.
There you go.
It's either that or are you pooping?
You're a professional.
Wow, it's like you've done this before.
Yeah.
A small moment goes by, and
Should have asked first. This is interrupting his
You-
morning.
get a response that says, "Speak with Zed at the Two Tails."
Oh yeah, he did tell us to contact Zed.
What
I
is
was
it?
not paying attention to anything Sherman
and
said
then the
last
message continues.
Oh.
He can get a hold of me if necessary. Watch your back. Thank you.
Okay, just gonna turn back to the party because they heard none of this, unless they heard me say it out loud.
They heard your portion, but not his.
Okay, she's just like staring off into the middle distance and she's waiting for Sherman's response, and nothing happens. Okay, we're gonna go to the Two Tail and talk to Zed.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Those were two very different reactions, and I'm not sure how to take that.
Fuck.
Do you have a thing with Zed, Olivia?
He's fucking obsessed with me or something. I don't know. Okay, remember you know when I was doing surveillance that one time on like your
Was that
thing?
the guy?
Yeah, it was the fucking guy.
I mean, he was very smiley at you.
He's a fucking asshole.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
this could be a great opportunity, Olivia, for you to practice your social skills.
Absolutely not. No.
We could just start with subtlety. We could just
yeah,
start
exactly.
with
We could just start with you not punching him in the face.
that would be a
Okay.
step.
Mhm. Don't draw your sword.
Wow. Yeah. Baby steps. I like it.
I don't
There,
know.
you have two requirements: don't draw your sword and don't insult him.
Oh my god.
Friends on
Sits
the
You don't
down.
necessarily have to be polite, but you can't insult him to his face,
And no
Okay.
smoking.
and you can't draw your weapon.
No,
I don't.
okay.
Can you control the smoking?
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's not. It just
It's not
kind of
in the
happens.
cards.
Yeah.
All right.
So Two Tail Inn, talk to Zed. Supplies, fun black market times.
At some point, I'm gonna go home. Probably.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we've
Oh,
got
yeah.
presumably days to do this. So
Yeah. Okay. Great.
this
Yeah.
is me going, montage time?
time for a montage.
Almost. So you guys head to the Two Tails first.
Yeah.
So you make your way over to the Two Tails Inn, and you enter. It takes you a little while. You hop on the tram. It's a beautiful day out. The buzz and gossip that you just pick up all over the tram is about this massive explosion last night. There's word going around. There's people wondering whether or not it was a terrorist attack of some sort, even though terrorists aren't really a thing. But apparently, everyone is now hearing something about maybe the Shadar-kai are striking out at somebody, or who knows what it is, to try to gain attention about the wall. There's also, people are trying to figure out whose property it was, and there's rumors going around that it was just a professor's property from one of the universities. But there's also word on the street that he was secretly part of the Ministry of Magic and really high up and powerful, and that he was supposed to fix the wall. There's just the rumors just circulate from everything from no, I heard he was an apprentice and wasn't really anybody, to he was the next sage, that kind of thing. It's just a rumor. Everyone's just talking about this explosion. How far? Did you hear about glass broke 10 blocks away? 10. My cousin lives 11 blocks away, and his window's cracked. But nobody died. Some people were hurt in the explosion because of the concussive force of it. But as far as anyone's able to tell, nobody died in the explosion. And they're wondering whether or not it was an accident or something like that. Just a lot of gossip.
Yeah, no one died at all.
Not in the explosion.
It's fine.
Nobody else died in their explosion. But yeah. So you
Okay,
just listen to that.
They did find a body in the house.
No, there's no word that anyone died in the explosion. Not on any of the gossip. That's the one thread that follows through all the gossip, is there was nobody dead, nobody injured.
Clara is freaking out internally.
Interesting.
You guys arrive at the Two-Tailed Inn, and you walk in. Every time you walk into this place, there's always 7-10 people in, and some of them always there seems to be the same couple of people in here every time. What do they do? Just sit here in the inn their whole life? But there's some people in, and noticeably Sherman's giant chair is empty. On it is a book. On the edge of it is a book, and his glasses are sitting on top of the book. Zed is sitting at a table, and as you guys walk in, he stands up and he goes, I was expecting you. Come on in. Hey, Olivia, come on in. Have a seat. We have a little bit to talk about. Sherman said that I am your point of contact now, in case you need something or any way I can help. So first off, he walks over to the bar and steps behind it and pulls out a bag, and he brings it over and he sets it on the counter. He goes, "This is a reward from Sherman. You'll find 200 platinum in there."
Thank you.
Okay.
We are very thankful for you finding Victoria. We have been hunting for her for quite some time. Thank you from both of us, but this is from Sherman. I didn't put anything into it. You know what? And he throws the gold on the table. Yeah, there you go. That's from me. There you go. You got a reward from me too.
Apologies appreciated.
Yes.
We can use a favor.
I'm good at favors. What can I do for you?
I'm gonna glance at Clara and see if she is willing to take on the conversation.
Sure.
If she isn't, Magda will continue. But
okay.
Just quick read?
We need an invitation.
Well, okay. I invite you to stay and have a drink.
Nope. Let's try that one again. We need an invitation to get into places we probably shouldn't be.
Oh, into places you probably shouldn't be. That means you're probably looking for things you probably shouldn't have.
I think we need
That's
a ticket.
the point.
Yeah. Interesting. He kind of walks back behind the counter and pours himself a drink. And he pours 4 drinks for you guys of whatever he's having. And he walks back over. And have you guys sat down at the table that he was at?
Sure.
Okay. So he walks around the table and leans over and places one in front of Magda, and leans over and places one in front of Clara, leans over and places one in front of Olivia and Caden. And then goes back to where he was sitting with his drink. And he sits down and he goes, well, that is the kind of favor that I can grant. When would you like to go into places that you probably shouldn't be?
Sometime in the next week.
Okay. Is it a rush? I'm free all day today, if you're not in a hurry. Well, it's really up to you as to when to do it.
I'd be fine going whenever.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Let's take a walk then.
Like right now?
Oh, you said whenever, and now's whenever.
Sure, that's relative, but yeah.
Don't you start with that time relativity thing. Sherman will talk about that for ages. I mean, we can wait. We could wait until tomorrow if you want it. I just assumed,
I mean, if we can get it done now.
Fantastic.
I've
He's
never done this before.
basically
This is
looking
very strange.
for everybody. Yeah, he's just like,
right.
now, tomorrow. Well, he said whenever, sometime this week.
Olivia makes some looks at like Magda, like everybody, like
oh,
how they
she
had
still has
said.
her watch uniform, doesn't she?
Yeah. We can't. She needs to not look like that.
Well, it
Can't hurt
depends.
her.
She could go like that. It's just everyone would assume she's dirty.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh. Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Okay.
Uh,
All
everyone
right.
can give me a perception roll.
Ooh, ouch.
I tried to
5.
click my tab for Foundry, and I closed it instead.
Yeah, I
Oh,
noticed.
no.
I saw somebody dropped out.
Ooh,
Oh, I dropped out, like,
hopefully you
30
come back and
minutes
do
ago.
better.
Ooh,
I'm sorry. I'm
you
coming.
got to beat a 5 and an 8.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm trying. I'm getting there. It's floating real slow.
That's fine.
Just taking my time, doing that perception check.
Yeah, just take your
It's
time.
fine. My sheet is not opening. There we go.
I
Perception.
mean, we've got black eyes and busted jaws, so we're a little
Yeah.
hazy right now.
Yeah.
Sitting
I've got
there, just
exactly
nursing this ale, whatever
fine.
it is. Just like, thank
It's
you.
it's actually scotch. It's just a finger of scotch.
Better.
There's smoke in my face.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Very peaty
She's still
scotch.
seeing like little like dots of things
As
occasionally.
you guys stand up to head out, Clara, he walks over and he picks up the book off of the table, and the glasses, and he hands those to you and said, Sherman wanted you to have these. Said you might find it to be an interesting read.
the book and the glasses.
And the glasses.
Okay. Can I look at the? I was just like, I don't need glasses.
Yeah,
What?
He said, sometimes, to quote Sherman, sometimes when you take a look through how other people see things, you begin to see things in a new way. Anyway, some quiet reading for you at your leisure.
Okay. Just gonna tuck those away.
The
Make a
book is
note.
the book is From Tadpoles to Frogs, Amphibians. What are they really?
Claire's just gonna look at the book. Yep. Okay. Fair enough.
Implies they're not.
As you
amphibians.
put the book in your pocket, you feel something else is in your pocket.
Okay.
And
What else is in my pocket?
you feel a small circular object that wasn't there before, and he is Zed, having handed you the book, is starting to walk out the door.
A small circular object. I'm just gonna pull it out of my pocket.
It's a small chit. On one side is an open door, on the other side is a shut door.
Did he give me that? Because I don't know that I like that he just slipped something in my pocket. I don't. That's good. Yeah. This is fun. I'm gonna stay a little bit further away from him. Let's go.
You guys make your way. He starts to walk down from where you're at, and just begins to walk through the street, and is chatting the entire way. He sort of drops back so that he's walking like in sets of two with you guys, and he's basically saying, "So, there's lots of different aspects of this place that you should not be, depending on what you're looking for. What exactly are you hoping to acquire? Because you have to sort of know where you're going in order to, know what you're looking for. It's not like a open bazaar where you just sort of wander through. Well, that's not entirely true. There is one that is that way, but if you're looking for something specific, we could cut through the flick-flack and get to exactly what you're looking for. So what exactly are you supposed to not have to have?
Looking for spells of a certain type.
Oh, what type exactly is you want? You're looking for spells that can read people's minds, mess people up. You're looking for spells to blow people up, or you're looking for spells to fly. Well, you can find that anywhere, but get what I'm saying.
For now, some spells that can do some damage.
You're looking for something to cause a little hurt, cause a little harm. That one's actually a lot easier, mostly because the people who deal with those particular spells deal on both sides of the coin, as it were, and they sell to the arena, but at the same time they sell to people who might not be in the arena. But if anyone asks, while you're in there, you're a new team for the arena, and yes, you're fully licensed, but it was left at home. All right, well, let's go. And he leads you to the tram, and you guys hop on and take a short trip across town, just not terribly far. And you enter into, you leave the tram and you walk down a couple streets until he stops in front of a spell store. That's kind of like Times Tomes. It's got a book up in the in the front and two scrolls next to the sides of it, and it's called Explosions, Etc.
Seems a bit on the nose.
All your spells to make things go boom. And he steps in, and there's a gentleman in the front of the store, a young kid, and as he sort of steps inside, the kid turns around and Zed says, "I'm looking for Ginny. Is Ginny here?" And he takes the token and he pulls a token out of his pocket and he slides it across the table. And the kid looks at the token and he goes, "Yeah, she's in the back room. You can go ahead and head back there." Zed leads you to a doorway and he kind of looks you all over, has this tiny little smile. It looks at you, Olivia, and goes, "You're gonna love this. Also, don't hit or punch anybody or anything."
He's already got very strict rules about that.
Okay, good. I know you like stabbing people, but try not to. And he opens the door and he steps through it, and you see the room behind him. But as he steps through the door, he doesn't end up in the room behind him. He just disappears.
Okay, Going right through.
Gonna step through. Magda's gonna take Olivia's hand away from her sword, and she's gonna hold her hand and walk through the door.
Katie's gonna grab on just as you're going, just to like in case you need to come back. Like you'll follow through.
As they step through, they disappear, and you appear in this bustling. Not really. Well, bustling's the wrong word. It's a street, and it's basically like the street that's outside. But you're standing in front of the exact same shop on the outside of it, but it's a little bit monochrome, but like a gray monochrome or brown monochrome, not black and white monochrome. Is that still monochrome? Does monochrome mean two colors or just black and white? It's basically brown and white. And you step into, and Zed's there holding the door open and ushering you inside. And inside is a woman. She's floating in the air and has metal bracers on both of her arms. And she is floating around in the air on a small tunnel of air. And Zed goes, "Meet Ginny."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Air elemental.
Ginny.
Come on in. She's actually has a little bit of evocation powers, likes to make a little bit of spells, capable of copying everything. She'll have what she needs. And Ginny begins, "Come on in. I have many different spells of many different kinds. Because you are here means you obviously have coin or know somebody who does. So, how can I help you?"
Looking for a spell that could do multiple kinds of damage.
Of course. Well, we have a lot of different spells that do damage. Most spells affect only one kind, but there's a popular spell out there among the novices, wizards, that you might enjoy. And she waves her hand, and a scroll from a bucket a little ways away just floats up in the air and lands in her palm. And she goes, "This is a spell of chromatic orb. You can choose the air. You can choose the damage that it does, and it will, well, do damage, providing you have the skill to aim it accurately."
That could be a problem. How much would that run?
Well, it depends on how many spells you need.
Is this like a bundle deal? Are we getting a disc? What is happening?
If it's just a single spell, I can sell it to you for well, I can sell it to you for 250 gold.
Okay. What if I wanted a spell that did a little bit more damage?
What level are we talking? I have spells all the way up to 5th level.
Oh, I can't do that yet. What about just a solid 2nd level? Maybe some... She glances at Magda. Maybe some fire.
Oh, fire. 2nd level fire. Well, do you know the Firebolt cantrip?
I mean, I learned it in school, but...
Excellent. There's a spell of 2nd level that builds upon that. Now, fire is obviously inferior to that of wind magic, but some people seem to prefer it.
Clearly.
But I do have one that basically builds upon the Firebolt and gives you multiple of them. You expend a 2nd level spell slot to gain 3, or a 4th or 5th level spell slot to gain, well, 4 or 5. Oh, wait, I might have that wrong. A 2nd level to get 3, and a 3rd
I can study
to get
it, don't
4,
worry. Yes,
and
I can study
4th
it.
to get 5th.
Okay. How much would that one run?
Well, for a 2nd level spell slot, we are talking around 450 gold, but this particular spell I have multiple copies of, so I could give you a discount of 400 gold for it.
Claire's gonna glance back at the party. And I'm kind of liking the second one, but that's a lot of money.
We just got a bonus.
We did. This is Jackie the player not being able to do conversions in platinum to gold really easily.
500 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Additional gold.
Rad.
Zero.
2,000 gold between the party,
Yeah. 500
Oh.
each.
You get
Okay.
500
which
gold for yourself.
obviously you're going to send some to Lurd since he was part of the party. But
Yeah, later.
Later.
Yeah.
That's for later. Okay.
Whatever we have left over after we're done with the shopping trip.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. That's so much. I'm calculating also how much I have to pay for other things.
As you're hemming and hawing, Zed steps up and goes, "This would be a great favor to Sherman if you were to give them his price." "Oh, why didn't you say so? I can give you the second level spell for, let's see, say 250 gold. And I can give you the first level spell the first level spell for 200 gold instead of 250, I think is what the price I said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And I can give you the second level spell for 300 gold. So a total of 500 gold instead of 700.
I mean, I kind of want to buy both now, but that's burning through literally all the gold that I just got. And let's just go with the second level spell now. I might, be interested later.
Very well.
Just gonna hand. Did anyone hand her the money that we divided up?
Did you divide it up?
Who's in control of the cash?
I will say that Magda took the bag and divided it before we went to
Okay.
the place.
Got it. All right. So you give her 300 gold, and then you can add to your inventory 200 more gold because that's the remainder of the 500. Or you could add 20 platinum, your choice.
I will just add the 200.
I can do quick division. And as Clara purchases a spell, the party, Zed looks at the rest of you. Is there anything else you'd like here? I mean, All right. Thank you, Ginny.
Nudges Magda and
Magda just gestures to him like, do you want something?
do you need do you sell books? Do you just books? I don't know.
The
Just
other
empty
side
books.
of the store sells books. Sells
Okay.
a lot of books if you desire a book.
I can
Okay,
just
great.
get you books. What?
Is
I
it-
mean, what kind of
I
book? Are you
will
looking?
buy-
I actually
Are you looking
Don't worry
for
about it.
something to
Never mind.
store spells in? Would
Do
you
you
like
just-
it trapped or not trapped?
Do you just just sell spells, or is it like do you sell like swords? Like,
What if we wanted to make a sword out of magic that my friend here could use?
Oh, well, yes, there is a spell such as that. It's dangerous, but if you created, well, you have to know what you're doing. It creates a necrotic black sword that one could use to hit things. It's bad energy, but some people prefer this. Creates a blade solely built out of chateau.
that sounds good.
I do not have one of them at the moment, but I could get one in the next week or so, if you wish. She, of course, would need to know how to cast second level spells.
I mean, I can do
Can you like do it and then just like give it to me?
No, the person who casts it is the only one who can hold it. Very useful for people who may want to disarm you.
Yeah, I'm not good with swords.
You don't
Or-
look it. You look like you use the superior weapons of your mind and your magic.
All right, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zed turns around and leads the way out the door.
Am I the
Okay,
only
what-
one that was like really uncomfortable? That was
The whole vibe was weird.
yeah.
Kitty, did you need a book? We can find you books not in
No,
illegal
you,
places.
You can trap. Do you trap your book?
You can. Yeah, actually that's the thing that I probably should do. Yeah, you can trap spell books. Like, I don't want like just anyone getting into my spells.
I need perception
Right.
checks from everybody.
When you
Oh,
okay, when you copy down this new spell, would you be willing to let me watch?
I am on a roll today.
Hey, Olivia.
Look
Yeah,
at
you
us
can
go.
just use the dice roller.
I'll use Google because Chrome has
Yeah,
hated me.
if you have dice in front of you, you can use that.
They're on a couch next to me, but cool. Hold on.
I cool.
Your
Cool.
your modifier is +4.
Nope.
Natural one. Fantastic. All right.
Meg is the only one who's got her eyes open today.
Yep. Magda, as you're being let out, he holds the door open, and as you guys pass, Magda, you feel a hand reach into your pocket, and
Magda's just gonna like turn around and try to grab his hand.
and you grab it, and he's holding a chit in between his two fingers. He goes, "Wow." He drops it into his other hand and puts it into his pocket. Wow. Impressive.
Don't touch me without my permission. I'm just gonna walk out.
Impressive. So you guys walk out. You're in the normal store now, where there are books and scrolls and other things here. Magical ink, magical paper, things like that for copying and adding spells to your or scrolls to your spell book.
Is there
Yeah.
someone there?
Yes, the kid is there,
Uh,
the young man.
know anything about some traps for spell books?
Oh.
Not just like in the street.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we saw a couple up to 3rd level traps.
Yeah. What kind?
Depends on what you want. Legally speaking, you can't kill anybody trying to open your spell book. So we have some traps of sleep. We got put them sleep and hopefully find it beforehand. We got the ever popular screaming spell book. We actually had an opportunity to record somebody, and basically it yells, "What are you doing trying to get into my book? Leave me alone. Stop. Help." Really loudly. Anybody within 300 or 500 feet can hear it. Super useful. That's a 1st level trap. For 2nd level traps,
What about
there's-
something with a little bit more of a lesson to it, a bit more of a deterrence?
well,
Anything?
on this side, Ginny might have some more stuff, but we're not allowed to sell anything that has a potential to be lethal.
Oh no, I'm not talking about lethal. Just a little. I'll say interesting psychic abilities.
Oh, we do have one trap that has a suggestion to go find the owner of the book and turn it and give him the book.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, that one took a little bit to be legal, but given that it's presumed that the person, it shouldn't cause them any harm. Psychic,
Not at all.
not really anything outside of that. Nothing like trapping them in their worst nightmares or something like that. More like just
I do like the sound of that one.
yeah, we could put that on a book. It costs about 100 gold to trap a second level. Yeah, that's 100 gold to put that one on.
Sure.
Yeah, just leave your spell book here with me for 2 days, and then come back and we'll have it. We'll have it all trapped and ready to go.
Mm,
Or we could sell you an empty spell book that has it in it, but then you'd have to copy all your spells over to it.
yeah, that's a lot more money. I really don't like leaving my spellbook for 2 days.
That's the general consensus among people.
Yeah,
That's why people tend to like buy a trapped book first and then just add to it as time goes by, slowly moving scrolls and stuff over.
sure, that would have been great in hindsight, but
Well, you know what they say, hindsight's 40/40.
I don't.
He
Think
adjusts
that's-
his glasses.
Oh, funny. Okay. Maybe I'll come back. Thank you.
All right, you all have a nice day then.
I need to buy ink.
Oh yeah, of course. How much?
A lot. How can I get? I'm just gonna buy up a bunch of ink unless someone's gonna stop me, and I'm gonna buy 200 gold worth of ink.
Fantastic. He pulls out 200 gold worth of ink. It's about a quart. He gives it to you.
Yeah, solid. Magda, do you wanna make a book or buy one?
Olivia's watching you spend 200 gold on a bottle with like absolute horror.
No one stopped me, so I'm buying as much ink as possible.
It's your money. I'm not gonna stop you, but oh my god, people are crazy.
Wizards, man, we rock.
We're going to we'll talk about the book later. I'm going to go up to the person manning the desk. Do you either enchant armor here, or would you know of someplace I could find?
Yeah, I mean, you could get your armor enchanted at a couple different armor smiths. But it depends on what kind of level of enchantment you want and exactly what you're looking for. The best bet, you could go down to there's a head up to the dwarf district. My uncle knows a guy up there who does some pretty good work. You're looking for name escapes me. Just going to go find Dale Bryant. He's got a shop up there. Dale's Earnest Armor.
Okay.
And he can do some enchantments, and if he can't enchant what you're looking for, he knows the guy who can.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Magda's just gonna walk along the row of spell books and decide she doesn't like the look of any of them and move on.
Alrighty.
Let's make a book.
And as you guys leave, Zed goes, I nearly forgot, since you're talking about spells, and he pulls out 2 scrolls, and he goes, Victoria asked me to give these to you, Clara. Said there's something she was working on, hasn't quite finished. Ability to use time magic to restore some vitality. Anyway, and so he hands you 2 partially finished scrolls that you can, as you open them and sort of give them a read, one of them looks like the idea is to steal from a restful period of time and restore the vitality of somebody, and the other one looks like it's to steal from a completely different timeline and restore their life. And as he hands those to you, we have gone way over time. I was looking for a great place to stop, and it just didn't pop up, so we're going to stop right here. We're going to take a break. So we will be back in 15 minutes. Stick around for some new art on the stream, and we'll see you in 15. he gives us a countdown, and I always put food in my mouth right before we get to the 5-second countdown, and I don't know why I do this. But you're here, and I'm here, and they're here, so we're gonna play some D&D. So outside the house, the building, explosions, etc. Zed says, "Well, if there's nothing left, you can always reach me at the Two Tails. I'd be happy to assist in anything I can. I'm not gonna be able to throw Sherman's name around a ton as he is out, or that's what he says anyway. He's out of the business. Don't know what you guys did to him. Well, I know what you did to him. You found his sister, but that's good. Always feel free to stop by if you want to drink, if you want to chat. Olivia, if you want to go out to dinner, and be happy to help, happy to talk. So if there's nothing else,
I think he just asked you out, Olivia.
Shut up.
Thank you, Zed. We'll talk to you.
peace out. And he heads off down the street.
Did he just hit on you? Is that what just happened?
Told you he's fucking obsessed with me. Something's piece. I was gonna ask him about my armor, but now I find someone else to deal with that. What's next?
I mean, this was a big day. We have a few days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's like 10 in the morning and we bought 2 spells.
We've moved across the city. We met with Zed. We went on a shopping trip.
now.
So as you go about the rest of the day, you have a little bit more shopping to do. Do you guys split up? Or do you stay together the whole day?
I have no reason to split up right now.
We're not in any
Magda will
rush.
happily drag Olivia clothes shopping if that's what
Okay.
we're doing.
So
Or she would-
Magda, Olivia, Clara, and Kaden go clothes shopping. And Magda forces Olivia to try some stuff on to get sizes right.
There's that montage of coming in and out of the changing room, like, I don't know.
Do they have it in red?
What about black?
And then afterwards, you guys said you wanted to get some armor. So you head over to the armor smith. He lets you know that he is able to enchant the armor. It'll cost 1,100 gold. If you have it, it'll take a couple days to do.
Yeah. Begrudgingly, Caden will, with Magda's insistence, fork over the money to get
This
his.
is worth it. It's yes.
He'll take off the breastplate and dents and all, and pass it over.
Yeah. So you pass over your armor, and he takes it and says, "All right, see you in a couple days." And you guys head out. Then you go see a gemsmith. In case anyone's wondering on the stream, I got a list of things they wanted to do, but we didn't need to RP every single one of them. So shopping trips, not always the most fun thing in D&D. So then you go see a gemsmith to sell some gems from Kieran Gall's house. Which gem are you
One.
selling?
The one that was around her neck.
Okay. The gemsmith's remarks upon the uniqueness of the gem. It looks like it already has a light enchantment on it. Like it's designed to lock something or hold something. So he inquires about it.
Just inheritance.
Oh, yeah, all right. It must have been into, I don't know. It's not good enough to. Anyway, I can give you 100 gold for it.
Done.
All right, so he gives you 100 gold. So you have 100 gold.
Are we here? Are we there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're there.
Bro, it's like an enchanted gem. You get more than 100 gold.
Oh, it has an enchantment of locking or holding, like a psychic thing or a mental thing, and. I can't do
Oh no!
that. I
Like,
gotta remove
what
the
if like there's some old lady who wants to like hold on to like her kid's like teddy bear, and then it can go in the gem, and she'll be so happy, she'll spend so much money on it, and then you're gonna make so much money. So like, give her a little bit more.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, why did I do this? 12.
Oh,
It's pretty good.
good for Olivia.
Maybe. But I don't know that a little lady's going to spend 100 gold on a gem. But good try. 100 gold.
I kind of want it gone.
I mean, but money, you know.
Sure. Why don't we go sell the other stuff from our inheritance?
Yeah.
So you also swing by and sell the books. He offers 500 gold for those. So that's you, Olivia. You can add 500 gold to your inventory. So having sold much of the Kierangal stuff, the last stop on the list of places that I was given was swinging by the college to drop off your master's degree certificate.
Let's go to my school, guys.
You can also pick up a little bit more ink at the college bookstore.
I'll get it there. Yeah, now that I got some more money, because 200 gold's worth of ink is not actually that much.
So you swing by your college.
Kraken Academy. Let's go.
And you make your way through the different corridors to find a friend of yours, your mentor and professional counselor, whose job is to help you find other mentors and learn things.
Did a bang up job.
You know,
He doesn't know
named
that.
Savio Rambert. You knock on his door.
Just kind of
and-
like hoping not everyone is just like crowded around this door with me if they came with.
Let us in.
Yeah, come on in. It's open.
Okay, guys, be cool. Just be cool, okay? Okay, she goes in, opens
As
the door.
you open the door, you see a tall, spindly man standing there with a very long, pointed beard and gray hair that is bald on the front, or like balding on the top, and just gray hair going down both sides of his like really this long gray hair. And he stands up and he goes, "My, it's so good to see you, Clara. You look absolutely enchanting.
That joke never gets
Come
old.
on in. I know, it's hilarious. And you brought friends. How have you been? How's your mentorship going?"
It's actually been over for a bit. I've been working with my friends here. Haven't had a chance to come drop off the paperwork. But Yes.
So you're graduated. That's unusual. He almost never signs off on graduations. I am just absolutely thrilled for you. So let me see the paperwork.
just gonna hand him over the graduation paperwork and the master's whatever thing.
So he opens up the two scrolls and he looks at them. Masters, wow, your dissertation must have been absolutely enchanting.
It's again never gonna get old.
I know. It looks like everything. Oh, this is really recent, like a couple days ago. Did you hear what happened to his house? Oh my goodness, something disastrous. Do you know where he is? They have been looking for him ever since the explosion. And as he's doing so, he's filling out some of the own paperwork at his desk. He takes his beard and he flips it over his shoulder and sits down at his
I heard
table.
to say you took it off.
Just,
my God. Sets it on like a beard stand. I don't know what it looks
like a wig stand.
Out the window.
This is in my way.
Magnetically attaches to the mannequin's head, just like
Now I know why Matt Mercer keeps a list. That's one.
Sorry.
No. Did you hear what happened? It's so weird. Some sort of explosion. The thinking it was some experiment gone wrong or something, but you know him always getting involved. Probably one of his time wizard things that he shouldn't have even been involved in, if you ask me. But hey, he got you your master's and the paperwork's in order, so he stamps it. I'll send this off right away. I think I can get that $450 gold fee waived because of the tragic events of the last couple of days, if you like.
That would be just what I've really been having a tough time since Kieran witnessing again.
Again, he came back. Wow, that's absolutely enchanting.
I mean, he signed the paperwork that was dated a couple days ago, so
Oh,
yeah.
you're right. I totally missed that.
He's really
Yeah.
been a great job at work recently, apparently.
There is some people from the investigations office of the Ministry of Magic who are looking for you. Where should I tell them they can find you? They have some questions in regards to Kieran Gall's house.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You can tell them. Briefly looks back at the group. Gonna give Arthur's address.
Of course, you're still staying with your dad. All right, that's cool. That's absolutely.
Those student loans.
He is Enchanter, Ian.
Okay, that wasn't your best, but
That's all right. I got lots of time. Well, I'll have them head looking for him, and they
no,
can.
don't look for Arthur. Just his house.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I'll tell them they can check. Find you at the house.
Okay.
And if he's there, he'll know how to reach you.
Oh, he's at the wall, so it'll just be me.
Really? What's he at the wall for?
Various things that honestly he didn't tell me, other than delivering some orders. He's just at the wall. A lot has
Absolutely
happened.
Enchanting.
Oh, God.
Well,
Do you have jokes for like the other magic schools or just the one?
I am an enchanter. Why would I need a joke? Well, all the other magic schools, frankly, are a little bit of a joke.
I thought you were going to say they were disenchanting. Oh.
That's a good one. I will have to add that to my repertoire. All right, this one's a crack up.
I
It's
am. People do say that
hilarious.
I'm.
It's my
really
sister,
great.
Olivia Savio.
Oh,
Savio,
Olivia, what school did you go to?
Murder.
And
Huh.
Caden turns around and exits.
Well,
She means the watch. She works for the watch. She's had a much more intense experience. Don't worry about it.
I'm just doing my joke.
No, that is
She investigates murders. She investigates
goodness.
murders.
Murder. You went to that's hilarious. Your sister is just absolutely explosive. Enchanting. I was kidding. She's really enchanting.
Okay.
Well, I'll
Great
take care of the paperwork and congratulations on your masters. We will send the plaque to get you your 3rd level spells to Arthur's house as you've requested. It should arrive in a couple days, and providing everything's in order. So with that, I think you are no longer a student here at the school.
That would be correct. I think
Absolutely
I'm
impressive.
graduated.
Unless you'd like to go after your doctorate, as it were.
I mean, with who?
That's a really good question. I'll start doing some digging and seeing who's willing to take you on. Kieran Gall's old students, there's not very many of you, so maybe somebody will, depending on what field of magic you want to study. It said on here that it was time matter, chronology.
Hmm.
So
That was the specialty.
impressive. Absolutely impressive. I would love to hear more about it, but looking at the rest of your party, they look like they want to leave. So I will bid you adieu and ask that you have an enchanting rest of your day. And here's something for you. And he hands you, Olivia, a tiny top. Have a wonderful day. I think you'll find that absolutely hilarious. And
Even
have a good day.
enchanting.
It is enchanted.
That was okay. Bye, Savi. Thank you. I'll be in touch. Thank you. It's hustling them out the door. Like, please, this has been embarrassing enough.
Oh,
think I made a really good
enchanting group
impression.
of people.
You really did. This was not how I expected this to go. Actually, honestly, this was exactly how I expected this to go. I'm sorry. Welcome to Wizard School.
I probably would have done well here. I mean,
Apparently, you would have done great with Savio. He loves you.
And with that paperwork out of the way, you just have to wait a couple days, and then you can pick up your thing from Arthur's house, where the magic ministry is also looking for you now. So
It's fine. It's all good. I'm not worried about that at all.
Insisting that Clara stays at the starboard apartment.
yeah, and with that out of the way, your shopping done. What do you guys want to do while I put my ice cream away?
I don't want to get investigated by the ministry.
Clara should
No.
lay low at the starboard apartment.
I
Magda
do-
did send clothes to Olivia's apartment, and that
That's so good.
yeah, that's not good. Because if they get there when Terry's there, he's going to take them.
Is he gonna wear them? Is it like
might.
I mean, I think we'd have to see. I better get home to
we
pick
could
those up.
force him to wear them?
I would rather Olivia wore them. If I'm
Oh,
honest.
I'm sure they're lovely and meant specifically for her. I just appreciate the opportunity to possibly humiliate Terry.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Clara, you haven't talked to him in a while. You haven't,
Has he improved?
he's the opposite. Disenchanting. It's not good.
Why have I never taken you to school before? Sooner. This is great. You should hang out with Savio more.
That'd be
Yeah.
weird.
I guess we're just gonna return to our places of wherever we need to go. Not really residence. I don't live with. Yeah, it's fine.
Are you all coming, or are you guys going back?
Would
Wait, where are you
like
going?
us to come with
Do you want us to come with you?
Do you think you want to meet him?
We're asking you.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could go with you. Just back up.
Do you need him to be humiliated?
We can do that.
I guess that wouldn't be that bad. I'm just not sure because I kind of wanted to I don't know, let him know that I don't know. Do I tell him that? Oh, hey, I'm gonna probably take over your territory. How do you approach that conversation?
Probably not that way.
Oh, okay.
Maybe tell him after you've fully done it.
This
Okay.
feels like
I mean,
when we return thing.
Yeah.
okay.
You don't want to be instigating this right before you leave and giving him an
Okay.
opportunity to plan things.
Yeah.
I'll just get all of my stuff, and can I keep some stuff at your place?
Yeah, we have room.
Is it secure?
Yes.
They have a
Actually,
doorman, Olivia.
Yeah,
You
no, that's
lobby?
Did you-
Did you just say they have a door handle?
No, a doorman.
Oh,
This is a fancy secure
door
place.
handle.
How bad
Olivia.
is your apartment, Olivia?
it's
Honestly.
you'll see. You'll see. I guess.
Yeah, grab your
Come to my
things.
house?
You can
Yeah.
come back to the apartment and stay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mean to
Have you seen how big that apartment is? There's so much space.
Yeah, I don't know.
All
why
the closets are empty.
If I have to hide from wizard cops there, you can store some stuff there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, staying in a closet would be fine. I don't really need that much space.
No, I'm talking about room for your things.
Oh,
I,
okay.
you can stay
I mean,
in
it
the
wasn't.
same bedroom that I
I mean,
offered you
Okay.
last time you stayed. You
Okay,
can
all right.
stay there again.
All right. Yeah. we're
This
talking
is chaotic.
as we're on our way to
Yeah.
the territory.
Okay, yeah. So as evening is starting to fall, because you've been going just basically all over town today, the mood is a little bit more lighthearted. Shopping, hanging out with each other, not nearly dying, is sort of brings the mood up. And as you start to enter, Magda and Caden, as you guys get off the train and begin to head towards where Olivia lives, you're beginning to walk through this area where the fronts of the buildings have peeled paint on them and holes where they shouldn't have holes. Some windows are cracked, but the business is operating as usual. There's hawkers on the street trying to sell you lyrics to new bardic speeches to impress your friends, as well as some people who are just hanging out in groups, kids who are hanging out in groups, having battles of the words where they're just trading catchy phrases and things like that, and basically insults. And there's some you see little kids playing in the street, just playing hopscotch. And as you start to get to the back end of this, you're in the farthest back of this town that you've ever been, and it is just absolutely, the buildings lean just a little bit to the side and are being held up with beams. There's no way that this is sanitary. There's just there's little shit in the street in some places, and water just sitting and residing, even though the city is built to have water runoff, but here is just not. It's just absolutely run down. And Olivia leads you up to the front of a house that is the nicest house in this area, which is really not saying a whole lot for the area. The door is got a screen door that just hangs perpetually open, swinging, and but it has a door on the a regular door on the other side.
Welcome home. She kind of yanks on the door, and then it doesn't quite open because it jams a little bit in this way. So then she kicks the door frame, and then it pops open. So okay, good. And
still does that.
Yeah, it does. And, head on inside.
Hey, is that you, Olivia?
What?
Where you been? You've been gone for a week. Get in here. I got some work for you.
Oh God.
Where's the rent money?
At home. Okay. She walks over to wherever he is in the living room, probably on the couch.
Yeah. Sitting on the couch. You see this man that's about 6'3", 6'2", wide shoulders, wearing a wife beater that just goes down really far, hairy chest, a massive gut, just slouched back on the couch with his arm around just the back of the couch, and in one hand is a mug of ale that he's just clearly been drinking off of. The whole place is slovenly. He's just sitting there.
All right, Terry, I've had a good day. Please don't ruin it. What the fuck do you want?
I need you to go hunt somebody down for me. They did me wrong and owe me a huge chunk of money. I'll throw a bonus in for you if you take care of it.
Who?
This punk Mikiel. Starborn, something like that. I never really caught his last name, but they're super rich. Oh, hey, you got friends here. Hey, didn't even realize you brought friends over. Hey there, how you doing?
Hi, Terry. Please don't hit on our friends.
Oh, look at that. Little Clara, come home to roost. Knew you'd come back eventually.
It's been 10 years. No, that's not what's happening.
Are you sure? Still got room for you if you got a place to stay. Just got to pay rent like everybody else.
She's got better places to be.
And
Tell
who are
your
you?
interaction with Mikhail.
What did Mikhail do?
Oh, these guys know
They're
Mikhail.
coming over
Everyone
my
knows
shoulders,
Mikhail.
what's up?
Oh, look at that. Everyone knows Mikhail. Mikhail stole some money from me. Well, yeah, stole some money from me. He owes me about 600 gold. So I want you to go get it. You scoop that up. Let's see. If your friends help you out, I'll give you a little bit of cut. Let's say 100 gold to spread between you.
Okay, Terry.
Excellent. Let me know when you...
Shut up. I think
What?
I know a little...
How did Mikhail steal this money from you? Tell me the situation.
Yeah, let's hear the story. What do you got for us?
We were in a little bit of a business deal together, spent some money getting some primo property for some stuff. Then he comes and tells me the deal's sort of fallen through. And so the money that I spent it's not coming back to me. We're supposed to get 600 gold for it. You know, I didn't actually pay for any of the property, but I did provide the contacts and stuff, so he sort of owes me for that, which is why, you know, I don't want you to kill the guy. I just want him to know that he owes me a little bit of money. He's rich. His whole his family's rich. They own this estate right outside of town. That's probably where the punk's hiding out. You probably just go hit him there and you got to cough up the money.
Terry,
Easy peasy.
This is bullshit. He didn't do anything.
Don't worry about your pretty head about it. Your job is to punch people. My job's to think. So I need a person punched. Go punch a person.
Yeah, you're not getting that money.
And I'm not punching
look
anyone.
at Miss Smarty Pants over here, not getting that money.
Hey, catch your tongue.
Who the fuck are these people? You just bring it in my house. They're going to try to boss me around. Don't they know who the fuck I am? You might as well just get out of my city. Otherwise, I'll throw you out. Beat the
Terry,
shit out of you.
no one knows who the fuck you are.
Maybe not where you are, but where I'm at, you're in my town now. So I run the place around here.
Doesn't
So
Terry
you guys
do?
watch your tongue. Say that again.
You do a shit job at it.
Hey, I like what I got. She likes what I got. She living here.
You have
I was
poor
just.
taste.
I'm coming here to tell you I'm fucking moving out.
Well, looky here. Miss Lottie Da goes and gets herself a couple friends and decides she don't need any more honest work. Well, fuck you too.
That's not what's happening.
I think that I'm moving out, and, you know, it seems like maybe the leadership around here is kind of crappy. What are you going to do when I leave? Who's going to punch all the people?
I got other people to punch people. Just because you've been gone a week doesn't mean things haven't been getting done. People haven't been punched. Speaking of which, your little friends, I saw some of the improvements they were making. I appreciate you helping them make those improvements. I was able to raise the rent on 3 properties because of that. That was fantastic.
God. That's not the point. The point is that the places are a dump and you have to fix them up.
No, I don't. Well, although now I can raise rent if I fix them up. We got him working on a couple more things so we can fix them up, raise the rent on a whole block. That was a good idea.
The house
yeah.
was gonna fall down if we wouldn't have fixed
it wasn't going to fall down. It's not like it wins around here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're quitting, moving out, you say.
I'm gonna grab my stuff. Olivia, she's gonna turn around and go upstairs to collect her things.
Okay. You don't have a whole lot here.
No.
Caden's just gonna ice eyes, just stare at this guy.
As you're staring at him, he heaves his bulk up out of the chair. Give me an insight roll, Caden.
Oh, Scott is fuming. I'm just like angry right now.
You've met my stepdad.
He's
Kind of.
a piece of shit.
You watch as he sort of swings his bulk up out of the chair, and as you sort of watch him swing his bulk up out of the chair, you get the sense that there's a lot more. Like, he's got coils of muscles underneath his bulk, and he's got just this feline grace that he really shouldn't have, possibly due to the alcohol that he's drinking, where he's just, as he moves himself around, there's a small, just some of your training and stuff you've been into says that if you and him were to get in a one-on-one fight, you probably want to deal with him really, really, really fast, because if he can get you, he's got you.
Caden's having flashbacks suddenly to this dream he had on the floor of going up against this big thing, and he's got his hands basically kind of like just like this, and he's just rubbing, and he can feel his inner arm just itching this where his tattoo is, and he's just he's not, no emotion on his face, he's just watching him, and he just feels this itch burning in his arm, and he's just like, Olivia, we're ready when you are.
Yeah. Olivia comes down carrying like a chest under her arm. It's everything she owns is in this one chest. And she's walks down the stairs and yeah, no, you're not getting rent either. I wasn't even here. Also, I've been paying those guys to do all that work that technically they're working for you. So really you would owe me overall.
Fair enough. We'll call it evens.
Are you going to continue to pay them once I leave?
That's between me and them. We'll come to an agreement about what's best for both of us. And you're quitting. You even had to bring a gang of people here to back you up in order to quit as you run scared away instead of, working for me. Whatever. Doesn't matter to me.
I am coming for you. This is going to be okay. I'm just going to put down the chip.
As you say that, there's just a
Yeah.
small flash in his eyes, and he just kind of looks over the group.
This is not going to be your territory in the future. Things are going to happen. Somebody else is going to take over. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know who could possibly run this place. It's not like it's that hard, but it's not going to be you. Because even though it's not that hard, you're not doing it. You sit on this couch and you do nothing all day. You just drink and tell people what to do and gamble with your fucking friends.
Mind your words, little girl. You're walking yourself into a corner you don't have a way out of.
I'd watch
That
your
door.
own words.
You best be stepping out that door if you want to live to see another morning.
Don't talk to her like that.
I'm a watch member.
Or you'll what?
Do you want to find out?
The end of this is that, Terry, I will be taking over your territory. You will not be owning it. I'll let you stay for a little bit. I'll let you gather your things. You can move out, just slowly. But just so you know, in the future, this ain't your place. It's gonna be mine. And she's gonna pick up the chest and she's going to walk out.
He says nothing as he watches you walk out.
One last thing. You touch a single hair on Mikhail's head, and you will live to regret it for the rest of your life. And I'm going to turn and walk out.
What, no parting cutting words from the peanut gallery?
I mean, you're a piece of shit, and I really hope Olivia lets me just end you. Absolutely. Do not threaten my sister again. It will not turn out well for you.
Well done. Chase after.
Caden's gonna finally crack a bit of a smile and just look at him, and in his own voice just be kind of go, well done, and turn around and follow the rest of the group back out. And that's it.
Standing outside, you hear, Olivia, this is a very familiar sound of a mug crashing into a wall.
That went pretty well.
You need to replace him.
Oh, I know. That's
We
what
will
I've been
help
saying.
you do that.
Could I shatter his windows?
I mean, actually, no, because then he's just going to get somebody else to fix them. And those Asimar, they got a lot to do. They have a kid, and if he stops paying them, I don't know where they're going to get all their shit from. It's not a good idea.
Fine.
Yeah, actually, speaking of, I guess you might as well just come with me. Olivia's going to kind of light jog to the Asimar's house.
Okay. As
how
you're,
big is her chest? Like
It's not
the thing that you're carrying.
Yeah, no, it's probably like maximum the screen size, like
Because
yeah,
Clara could
5 feet.
carry that.
yeah.
Yeah, Clara could carry that for you easily with
Wrist
magic.
pocket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have nothing in the wrist pocket, do you?
No, I had azurite powder, and now we had to use that so she can touch it and it disappears.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Knock on the door.
As you knock on the door, a woman opens the door with long golden locks, just a face that just absolutely has a glow to it. And she says something, and then it just sounds like singing, a soft singing sound. Katie, you have a pre-flashback to a dream you recently had. Sounds very similar in tone, and then she corrects herself. She said in Celestial, "Oh, Olivia," and then she corrects herself to Common. "Oh, Olivia." If you're looking for my husband, he's not here. He's off buying more supplies.
Yeah. No, it's still the kid fine? What's
Oh, yes, he's doing quite well. Thank you.
great. Okay. Just fair warning, I won't be working with Cherry anymore. You might want to move away.
Well, we'll do that when we have an opportunity to. He's going to have this possibility of getting a job soon, which is good. So then we can afford a slightly nicer place. But at the moment, it's he's just recovering from his injury, so it's not a whole lot we can do at the moment. But once he gets a solid job exercising his craft, drawing murals and things like that, then we'll be set.
Yeah. Just you might as well stop buying. I don't know. You can't. He already left, but just stop buying materials if you're using your own money. Terry was not going to be paying you back for anything that you buy anymore. She'll reach into her pocket satchel and pull out like a gold and hand that over. Here's for the stuff you bought this month.
Oh, yes, thank you. He said you left a bag of a lot of money in the shed a couple days ago, 40 gold.
Yeah, just kind of like a little bit of anxiousness, and like after she says that and looks at the group, like I'm not supposed to know that. Just keep it. Don't hide that. No,
Don't hide it.
Do hide it. That was. Don't show people that you have it.
Oh no, we know around here it'll get us robbed pretty quick.
Yeah. Just I don't know. Tell the rest of the neighborhood shit's gonna go down. Oh, sorry. Where's that kid?
He's only 3 weeks old. He'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, that's it.
Sure. Yeah. Well, good luck with whatever shit you have going down.
Thanks. Leadership might change soon. We'll see.
Okay.
Sorry. That's not. Night. Nah. I closed the door for her.
Just a step back out of the way.
Okay, great. That's it. That's what I needed to do. We can leave.
Are they going to be okay?
Better than most people in this neighborhood, probably.
What's her name? I didn't catch it.
I don't really know, honestly.
You've never asked her name?
They may have told me. I don't think I ever asked, though. They're just like the Asimar people. I mostly just say that.
You can't just call them the Asimar people. That's very rude. You could have just asked them.
I mean, why would I need to know?
They're your neighbors that you're protecting, apparently?
Yes.
There's just
you
so
you
much
wanted to work on your social skills. Learning people's names, especially those that you're going to be responsible for, is a good first step.
I have a lot of space in my brain that I use for combat tactics. I would have to. Okay, fine. I will try to remember names. Back
All right.
home.
You make your way home.
Yeah.
Oh shit! My clothes. I go to the mailbox. Are they?
No, she ordered them this morning. They're not there yet.
Oh, okay. I guess this wasn't.
Oh, they were like to be wrapped up and sent. Like.
Oh, okay. In that case, yes, they're there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Before Terry gets them, grab those.
Especially now.
Yeah.
I'm leaving, but hold up, I have to come back in a few days for some clothes.
Hold my mail though for me, would you?
Yeah. Can you transfer it? Can you like send it?
Yeah. I'm leaving and might kick you out. Also hold my mail.
My mail. We head back to the apartment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make your way back to the apartment. A pleasant day with nothing really left to do. You spend the rest of the evening, enjoying eating, hanging out, and otherwise.
I'm copying spells.
And Claire goes into a study area and sits down and begins copying spells. You did also buy 100 gold more worth of ink when you were at the. But they upcharge you 110 because it's a college bookstore, so everything's more expensive here than it needs to be.
I don't need this in real life. In D&D
okay.
life, too.
It's
How
100 gold
dare.
then. It's 100
How
gold.
dare.
Oh, number 2 pencil, that's $5. Yeah. So as the evening comes to a close, where do we find you guys? Claire copying spells.
Does anything else has something else to do? After everyone starts getting ready for bed, Magda is going to go back up to the garden, and she's got the dagger from Caden again, sits it on the banister, looks at all the dead plants that are now even more dead.
Sorry.
Oops.
And the ones that are now just sodden because they were frozen earlier. And she's going to spend a little while digging through and trying to pull up some more of the dead plants. And then she sits down on the terrace, looks at the skyline, her mind wanders over the day and conversations, everything that's happened, and she falls asleep sitting up there on the rooftop garden.
As you sleep, you begin to dream.
You breathe in, and the air is cold, biting. You glance around, and you are standing at the edge of a small forest. You know exactly where you are. You're 17, and it's roughly a week after the first day of winter. You're following the path you've made through the woods behind your house to where you wait for Caden to finish his classes. Your dog, Lazy, trots idly beside you, sniffing his way through the underbrush. The ground is already frozen solid and gray, and a few stray flakes of snow drift down around you. You remember you were feeling energetic today. You were eager for more practice and the prospect of hot chocolate in the kitchen after you were too chilled to move anymore. So much so that you may not have worn as heavy a coat as you should have, and you crossed your arms over your chest to protect against the chill. But that was fine. Caden would cluck over you and chastise you, and then you would go huddle together in front of the fire and swap complaints about your instructors. Well, his teachers, your tutors. Caden's stories were always so much worse than yours. They made your complaints feel petty and insincere, but he always enjoyed them, so you told them anyway. And if you made up a few just to keep the shadows out of his eyes, no one had to know. Lazy spooks a rabbit, and he darts down the trail after it. You laugh and sprint after him. You can already see the wall ahead of you through the snaking branches, a dark and imposing thing, and you push yourself even faster. You round a corner and stop. Lazy is standing still too. His tail is up. His hackles are raised. You look to the hole in the wall, the one Caden always comes through when he visits, and you realize someone is already there. He's got dark hair, and he's wearing the school uniform, and he is definitely not Caden. He's taller than you, older than you, certainly stronger, too. The hole in the wall is close to the ground, small and narrow, and always falling in on itself. He's almost flat on the ground, barely able to squeeze himself through as it is. Lazy begins to bark. The stranger looks up. Your hand lands on the handle of the dagger Caden gave you, tied around your waist. Caden always said that your meetings had to remain a secret, that he didn't know what would happen if you were found out. You can see the surprise on the stranger's face as he looks at you. You see him start to struggle, unable to decide if he should go towards you or away, and managing neither. All you can think about is how bad it would be if he got free, if he came after you, or if he ran back to the school and told everyone what he saw, and Lazy just won't stop barking. He's so loud, and the metal of the dagger's hilt is so cold in your hand, and... You remember exactly what you did. How many holes were there in the back of his neat black uniform shirt? You remember how heavy he was, how hard it was to drag him out of the wall, how many times you stumbled and fell on rocks and brambles. You remember that Lazy wouldn't stop whining and pacing the whole time. You remember how cold the earth was, how you had to break it apart with your blade just to get your fingers into it. And you remember you were so worried. You didn't have time to clean the dirt out from underneath your fingernails before you saw Caden again. But this time, when you finally follow the path back to the hole in the wall, you see Eden. She's perched on top of the wall, her gossamer dress cascading an ethereal white over the dark stones. The flowers and butterfly wings of her crown remain pristine, even in the cold. She's not wearing her collar again. She kicks her feet idly, as if she's been waiting for you, and she smiles when she sees you.
Something's bothering you,
She says.
You never did tell anyone what happened there.
She nods behind you, into the woods, where you buried him.
I wonder if he's still there now.
All of a sudden, the school behind her catches fire, a rolling blaze that consumes it instantly and stains the sky red. You watch the dark pillar of smoke rise into the sky. Eden says,
You're going about this the wrong way.
and she's behind you now. You whirl, and she laughs before disappearing into the shadows of the trees. You run after her, following your trail back through the woods, across the dandelion hill, now lifeless and frigid, in the back door of your mansion, through the kitchen. You stand in the empty foyer of your old mansion. It is dark and shambling as always, with the same old cobwebs high in the corners of the ceiling. Lazy lies on the floor, bleeding out through a wound in his side. The front door is ajar, with finger marks deep in the trim, as if someone has been forcibly dragged out. Your head pulses in pain and blood drips down the side of your face. Eden circles you, hiding her smile behind her fan.
Seems familiar, doesn't it?
She says.
The more directly you attack it, the further away it gets.
You recall the first time you saw Caden's scars, the way the long white whipping marks covered every inch of skin on his back. Or used to, anyway. Eden cups your hands in hers and smooths her thumbs over your own. The snakehead tattoo on your arm shifts and hovers, the rest of its body coiling and uncoiling along your arm. Magic sparks along your fingertips in a now almost familiar sensation.
I can only teach you things, motions, ideas, theories. What you do in practice is up to you.
She pulls you close, places one hand on the small of your back, smears the blood on your cheek with the other.
You're perfect, Magda. You can achieve anything you like. Don't you want to be loved? To be adored, admired, obeyed, worshipped?
And then she's gone. You stumble and fall to your knees on the floor. It's a different floor this time, well-worn hardwood. There's a stinging on your face, and you press the cloth in your hand to it to staunch the blood. You remember this place too. Eden's here as well, but this is much more familiar. You're 22, maybe 23 here. It's hard to recall exactly. You've just been allowed to touch the bullwhip. and promptly cracked yourself in the face while practicing. You went to Eden and asked her to patch you up, and she's now half laughing at you, half chastising you for being so reckless while she gets her first aid kit from under the bed. Once she has it, she turns back to you, shuffling across the floor. She's wearing a plain dress, a working dress, and she has her black collar. She pulls the bloodied cloth away from the cut on your face and pauses. She tilts your chin up with a finger.
You look good with blood on your face. But it's better when it's someone else's.
Caden eventually kind of, as everyone's gone to bed, wanders upstairs to the second floor rooftop. And he comes outside in the dark and sees Magda slumped over, sleep, dagger in hand. And he'll walk over, taking the nice evening air, and sit down just across from her for a minute. Enjoy the dark. And then the dark becomes lighter as wings unfold from behind his back. And Dominic sits there, just kind of looking at Magda, looking up at the sky, just spends a minute, some deep breaths, and then playing with the dirt and says, just starts writing in the dirt. And after about a minute, the Dominic form kind of disappears, fades away. Caden kind of sits there, barely knowing that something has changed. But he looks down and sees this writing in the dirt right beside his hips. Quickly rubs it out. Walks over to Magda. Magda, come on, let's go to bed.
Huh?
You fell asleep. You fell asleep
Oh.
on the rooftop. Come on, let's go to bed.
Okay, yeah. 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 At the top of the stairs, I'm just gonna pause and then just like pull Caden into a really tight hug.
Completely return it. Just spend a few moments just like,
Okay.
tight hug. Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I had a weird dream. Let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. Just deal with everything in the morning.
Head downstairs.
You guys walk past Clara's room. You see Olivia curled up on Clara's bed with a book. She's just fallen asleep over the book. And you see Clara laying over a book as well at her desk, fallen asleep in the middle of scribing spells. As you gently wake them and let them go to bed properly, we're going to end our session here.
Good session.
Fuck.
I want to hear the rest of the audio drama. That was amazing. You guys are so amazing.
That was written by Ian. It was a fantastic little
Special thanks
dream
to-
sequence story.
All the recording and all the sound effects and making it. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Got literal chills listening to that.
I've listened to it several times and gotten chills every time. So
So good.
special thanks to Ash for voicing one of the characters in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my wife Ash in the chat. Ashenine was the voice of Eden. Eden.
Oh, well done. Well, everybody, I know it's almost cheating now after this to see who gets the nomination for the dice. But we are going to still do our, it's called important dice, but we're going to call it an important dice because it might save somebody's life. I think I just gave Jackie a migraine. But yeah.
Fine.
Scott's going to throw that up in the Twitch chat. So vote on who you think should get a dice. Nobody's excluded, even if they already have one. And then next week, I think everything's been done. So next week, we might set off on this adventure. Although, that is a question about that because next week is Wednesday the 25th. And Thanksgiving for all the Americans is Thursday the 26th. Right? Or is it Friday the 27th? It's
Thursday.
It's Thursday the 26th. So
Thanks.
we'll have to decide what we're doing.
There will be a Twitter announcement about it.
There will be a Twitter announcement.
Keep an eye on Twitter.
So
More art. We'll also be posting that audio file for you to listen through in all its glory.
really, that's awesome. That's my.
I can't stop smiling. That was so good. You guys
That
did
was
such
so
a good
good.
job. Oh my god.
That was so fucking rad. So cool.
Oh man.
Can I just say, I know we don't like necessarily give inspiration at the end, but Abby, I cannot get over how good you are. I just finished watching if you don't know, the Dungeon Dudes are a YouTube channel and they play some Twitch games, and also Brandon Lee Mulligan from Dimension 20. They had the three of them got together and had this like interview talking about role playing. And one of the things that they were talking about is how no character is just an emotion. You can't just make an emotion, say my character is just always mad, or my character is just always, disgruntled about this or that. And that's not how people work, and it's disingenuous to play a character as an emotion. I cannot get over how good your character always is. You role play so well. We get the mad all the ways through it, but you are this grand orchestra of various character types, and it's still visible who Olivia is through all of it. Like you are like 100% true to character, even when you're not playing mad Olivia, you're playing sad or sensitive or confused or this or that. I was blown away tonight. I just wanted to say that. It's so good.
Dang. That was very nice.
So good. So good. I kept thinking it so many times through tonight. I was just like so impressed.
It was so rad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What a wonderful episode.
Yeah.
It was a shopping episode, but it was good.
We did other stuff. It was fine.
It was very good.
Yeah. Yep, Claire's got spells to put in. Next game we're gonna pick up and head out.
What did Dominic right in the dirt?
I know. Yeah. That's a good question.
I just, I can't leave the party mostly because I need to know what happens at the end of the story. I just need to stick. I need to stick with Magda and Caden so I know what their story arc is.
I don't know about her first murder.
Now you know, yeah. And how her dog died.
Wait, what did you say first?
Wait, and how we don't. Hashtag where's Lazy?
That's true. Actually, who knows if Lazy's even dead yet? Lazy could still be alive.
Hashtag save Lazy.
I will say, this was almost 20 years ago.
Resurrection is a thing. They resurrected a deer. We could resurrect a dog.
Yeah, that turned out really well.
It'll be fine.
You just need to get her a new puppy. Here, I bought you another lazy dog. So Caden, you have won our Twitchspiration for the evening.
That is very kind of everyone. Thank you very much. I shall use my newfound powers to. I don't know.
Roll a
yet.
dice.
We'll see next. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Well,
that's right.
yeah, you gotta
That's
roll
what
it.
I'll do.
Roll your
That's what I'll do.
I don't think
Yeah.
any of us have used our portent yet.
Five.
5. Oh no.
I thought, no, that's good.
Five's good.
No,
Five's
it's
good.
not.
great.
It's not good
That's a
because
good one.
Claire is holding on to a 13.
No, I'm holding on to an 8.
An 8?
I had an 8, I think. Didn't I?
No, it's, we
it
have
13?
Clara has one, and
It's
Olivia
in my
has
sheet.
one.
I put it in my sheet.
I think
Okay,
everyone
then.
had one. Didn't
I
they?
don't have one.
No,
Oh.
Magda's the only one that doesn't have one.
Must be thinking of the before.
Matt,
Yeah.
can you remind our
Yeah.
chat what the portent dice do?
Oh yeah, they get to basically before knowing what the roll is, they get to replace a roll. So say a bad guy has to make a saving throw, they could use it, or make an attack roll. For a 5, you often throw that at your bad guys. Although maybe they'll be great and use it in some role play. This is a role play heavy group. Maybe they won't make the bad guy just miss all of his freaking attacks. But yes, they are stacking the portent dice. You're gonna have to start using those people. But
Well, we need some high stakes stuff now to use them against.
yes, exactly. So next week, you got to pick up Ag, and then maybe you'll have use them on See, Necromancer gets this, and Necroscryer. I can't even pronounce your name. Use them on each other.
Mystery Scryer.
I love that.
New series Scryer, yeah.
Mystery
New
Scryer.
series crier. I think it's new series crier. I think.
He
New
gets it.
series. New
Should be-
series Scryer.
Yeah, this should be used on each other. So maybe if you were super generous, you could give them a cross stream. The Dice Cult has a game on Monday night that Olivia is also in. Maybe Jillian will let you just bring the dice into there.
No,
That's
no,
like
no.
get them out of my game.
Saga never makes a mistake. It's fine.
Have you been watching the same stream that I've been watching?
Chaos wizards never make mistakes. It's the point of the chaos. It's everything is meant to be.
Yeah. Well, anyway, our stream is ending here as it's meant to be, and so they will eventually get to use the dice as they head on another adventure in the next couple of days. After Olivia threw down with her stepdad,
Yeah.
well, threw down words anyway. Yeah,
I mean,
coming
Threw a
for you.
mug.
if he wants
Yeah.
to punch me in the face, he can. But
He's not going to do it when you have 3 people behind you.
yeah,
Let him try.
scared,
Fuck him up.
scared.
That scene was going to go so much differently if you guys hadn't been there. But
I know. That's why I
Wow.
could be a little bit more mean.
I know. That's all right. Now Terry has some motivation. All right. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next week. Probably watch that Twitter. Wear a mask. Give somebody a hug, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank